Welcome to the TPA Cycle 2 video. If you're watching this video, then you have passed TPA Cycle 1 and you're ready to do TPA Cycle 2. You are registered in a seminar and are moving through Clinical Practice 2 and are ready for Cycle 2. So if you're a multiple subject candidate, just a reminder, if you did ELA for Cycle 1, you will be doing math for Cycle 2. If you're a single subject candidate, then you will be doing whatever your single subject is. If you're a special education candidate, you'll be following the multiple sub rubric and the multiple sub plan. So probably the most important thing to remember with Cycle 2, and you know this from having done Cycle 1 and watching the longer TPA video, is that you must have more than one video clip, and that this video is cycle is focused on technology as well. That's now required, as well as a focus on assessment and reteaching. So again, as in Cycle 1, the cut scores for 2019-20 have been raised. So it is more difficult to pass the TPA this year than it was last year. So it's even more important to give this task the time and consideration that it will take. And I shared in the TPA 1 video, some of you may be watching this without having already watched the TPA 1, you may have already had it passed, so I'll repeat this. This is our version of the bar exam or the CPA exam. So there really is an expectation that you're taking many hours of time to put together your submission outside of seminar and outside of your regular school day. So we just want you to prepare for that, this could be, 10, 15 hours of time. You may move more quickly through that, but do carve that time out. And if it takes less time, that's great. But we want to make sure that you're really paying close attention to the rubrics and the booklet, the assessment guide, so that you're successful the first time you take the measure. So the most important thing for this, for Cycle 2, is that you're using the correct performance assessment guide. This is going to be found on the Cal TPA website, and you want to be looking for version 2.1 for the 1920 year. And again, also looking to make sure that you are looking at the correct multiple sub or single subject assessment guide. And this is all about assessment in Cycle 2, as I said earlier. Probably the most common condition code, which is the information that you get if you do not pass the first time, is appropriate videos. So because this is an assessment, there are multiple opportunities or multiple selections from the lessons. It is a series of lessons, as I said in the previous video. So it's important to really pay attention to what you're turning in as your evidence with those videos on this particular cycle. And then the prompt is really important, as always. In Cycle 1 it was as well. But in Cycle 2, the prompt gets very specific because there's reteaching involved. And because there is reteaching involved, reading the prompt is really, really critical. So it may be helpful to read that prompt out loud. It may be helpful to read the prompt. Something that's helped me is to read the prompt and make it a checklist, and then let that serve as a checklist as you're doing your writing and as you're watching your videos. The other thing you can do is have someone read the prompt out loud and you take notes while they read it. You also have the compass guides that are included on this website that are very helpful as a checklist for what you need to do for each part of the assessment. Again, taking the time to fully read through the assessment guide is critical, and then looking at the rubrics for your own assessment before you submit is critical as well. As always, we have lots of support for you available with seminar, any faculty on campus, your university supervisor. We have all been trained in TPAs and are well versed in that work. And we want to make sure that you feel supported and guided. We also want to make sure that it's clear exactly what you need to turn in. So watching that full-length video, working in seminar, as well as this quick update for Cycle 2 should be helpful for you in submitting your TPA Cycle 2 and completing that task accurately and thoroughly, and therefore receiving a passing score on the first try. Please let us know if you have any questions. We're here to help. Thanks so much.